The number one skill that every leader, every successful person has is that they understand how to effectively communicate. Wondering how to become a better communicator? I'm going to share that in this video. My name is Tiffany Toombs. I'm a high-performance mindset coach that has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and executives across the world to help them let go of the mental blocks that stop them from being the most effective leader and high performer that they truly can be. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to become a better communicator by understanding your responsibility as the communicator. I'm then going to share with you words that you should be more intentional about using or even completely remove from your vocabulary because they stop you from communicating effectively. And then I'm going to share how you can lead people to do whatever you want them to by maximizing your influence with your communication. So one of the most misunderstood aspects of communication is that the communicator actually has the majority of the responsibility on them. Oftentimes in a conversation, the person who is communicating thinks that it's on the person receiving the information to understand. But really, the person receiving the information, their only responsibility is to ask questions and to let you know when they don't understand what you're saying. As the communicator, it's my responsibility to communicate this information to you in a way that you understand, which means I might have to use different stories, different metaphors, different examples to help you understand. Now, if you were to go to the comments below and tell me that you didn't understand what I was saying, then it's my job to find a different way to communicate that to you. The best communicators and the most influential people that exist in this world understand that responsibility, and it's one that they take seriously. Now, before I share with you words to remove from your vocabulary so you can become more effective in your communication, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody who did not take that responsibility as the communicator and they talked at you or they shared information that was way above your head? You didn't understand what they were saying and they put that responsibility on you. They put the blame or the fault on you. Go to the comments below and let me know. Now, our unconscious mind is the part of the mind that we are communicating to, because the unconscious mind makes up 96% of the mind's capacity, and it is the part of the mind that is in control of somebody's life. The unconscious mind does not receive all words equally and oftentimes doesn't receive all the words in the way that we mean them. So I want to share a couple words with you to either completely remove from your vocabulary or to be more aware of and intentional when you use them. So the first word is the word not. Now, our unconscious mind is unable to process the word not. So for example, if I was to say to you, don't think of a purple frog, what's the first image that you get in your mind? A purple frog. Every word that we say is converted into an image in the mind. And so if we're not putting the best image into somebody's mind, we're not going to get the best out of them. If you're a parent, you'll know this is true. If you say to your kids, don't run out onto the road, what are they going to do? They're going to run out on the road because that's the picture that you've put in their mind. So be aware of how you use the word not. Now, if somebody came to you and they said, this is going to be so hard, if you said something like, no, this is going to be totally easy, you would have just broken rapport with that person and they would think, you don't understand me, I'm not going to listen to you anymore. So instead, if you were to say something like, look, I know it's not easy to be aware of your communication, and I think if we work on it together, you can become the best communicator out there. What that does is, at a conscious level, you're saying the same thing, hard, not easy. But from an unconscious level, you're actually embedding this suggestion that it's going to be easy to become a better communicator. Word number 2 to use with more intention is the word but. Now, every time we use the word but, we draw a line through or we strike out whatever came just before that. I was working with a couple, helping them become closer in their marriage once, and one of them said to the other person, I love you, but it really annoys me when. The emphasis on that conversation is when they're being annoyed and not on the fact that they love the person that they're talking to. So be aware, because most people, when they're giving a feedback sandwich, will often say things like, "You did really well today, but," insert the negative here. Instead, we want to change that "but" to "and," so the person doesn't feel like they're under attack, and so that they're more open to receiving that feedback. Now, you can use "but" in a positive way when you're in a sales conversation. Let's say you're selling to somebody and they have an objection. "Oh, that's really expensive." I could say something like, "I understand that investing into an NLP program is an investment, but I also know that the return on that investment is going to be 5 times what you're spending to get into the program." What this does is it takes the emphasis away from how expensive it is and puts the emphasis on the return on their investment instead. Word number 3 to just completely remove from your vocabulary is the word "try." Unless you are a rugby fan, you do not need to use the word "try." And if you don't understand that joke, you do not need to use the word "try." In rugby, a try is the touchdown. In the rest of your life, it is a reason for you to make an excuse to not fully show up. If you look up the word "try," it means a feeble attempt, which means you're not putting in all your effort. You're not putting your best foot forward. You're fence sitting instead. You're a little bit in, you're a little bit out. And that's never a place where you're going to find massive success. When somebody says to you, "I thought you said you were going to hit this goal," you can say, "Well, I said I would try. I didn't say I would." It also signals to the unconscious mind that this thing is not worth committing to. If I said to you, "I'll try and call you tomorrow," do you have any hope that I will? The answer is probably no. So what I would want to say is, "I will call you tomorrow," or "I'm not able to call you tomorrow, I'll call you on this day instead." Stop being ambivalent in your communication and be sure instead. Commit to something or commit to not doing it. Either way, you're going to feel a whole lot better in the long run, and so is the person that you're communicating to. The fourth word that I actually want you to start using more in your language is the word "yet." Yet takes us from stuck to flowing. So in Scandinavian countries, they're actually encouraging teachers to use the word "yet" more often in their report cards. Bobby is not able to do this math problem yet. What that does is it tells Bobby's mind, as well as his parents and the teachers, that he's able to do it. He just needs to put in a little bit more practice. Using the word "yet" moves us from a fixed mindset into a growth mindset. Now, before I share with you how to move somebody to take whatever action it is that you want them to take, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out brand new videos every single week to help you master your mind, become a better communicator and a better leader so that you can truly make the impact on this world that you came here to make. One of the most common mistakes that people make when they're communicating to somebody else is that they talk above their head. Whether this is purely ego-driven or an attempt to look like you're smart or demonstrate your expertise, we have to meet people where they're at. If I came on to this video and you had never heard of NLP before, and I started using words like neuro-linguistic programming, neural pathway, amygdala, reticular activating system, dopamine circuits, if I started using all of those words, your brain would actually tune out. In fact, studies have shown that our brain has an autopilot mode, and whenever something becomes too hard, requiring it to consume too many calories, it actually shuts down. It goes into autopilot default mode, and that person is no longer paying attention to you. So instead, we want to meet somebody where they're at, talk to them with the jargon, the emotion, the understanding of where they are, and then we can lead them to where we want them to go when we have that rapport. So if you were somebody who was particularly angry about your business not making enough money or about not getting that promotion, I would meet you at the anger. Talk to the anger that you have, and then I would lead you to where you could get to, the inspiration, the motivation, the action taking, but I would have to meet you where you are first in order to build that rapport with you. If somebody shuts down and they stop listening to us when we're communicating with them, we have zero chance of influencing them and helping them go to where we want to take them to. Now, if you're somebody who truly wants to master the power of communication and language patterns, I'd love for you to check out my brand new program, NLP Rewired. I have pulled together the most powerful trainings that my clients and students from all over the world love and have used to completely change their mind. All you have to do to check that out is go to www.thenlpqueen.com or click on the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching.